Hi students, welcome back. So now we will continue the lesson. Our next topic is removal of impurities from water. Removal of insoluble impurities. The very first method is sedimentation. Now what is sedimentation? It is a process of settling down of the heavier particles present in a liquid mixture. For example, in a mixture of sand and water, sand settles down at the bottom. This is sedimentation. Let me explain you with the help of this diagram. When you let this glass jar undisturbed for some times, filled with water. So what happens is that the insoluble impurities present in water, it will get settled down after some time, and the clear pure water you will see. So this is what sedimentation is. The next process is by decantation. Now after this sedimentation process, what is done is this decantation. Decantation is the process of separating liquid components of a mixture while the solid component has settled at the bottom as sediments, that is transferring a liquid from another container. That means whatever clear water you got over here, it has been transferred into another container. So that is called decantation. Now when water is separated from the mixture of sand and water, it is decantation. See here in this diagram. Here when the impurities are settled down, so what happens is that the pure water what we got is taken into another container. So this is what decantation is. Now we will talk about filtration. Now what is filtration? Filtration is the process in which solid particles in a liquid or gaseous fluid are removed by the use of a filter medium, that is by a filter paper that permits the fluid to pass through but retains the solid particles. Now let me explain you this with the help of an example. That is while making a tea. Now while preparing a tea, a filter or a sieve what we use is used to separate tea leaves from the tea. Now what happens, through the sieve pores only tea will pass, and whatever tea leaves are there that will remain in the sieve only. So the liquid which has obtained after filtration is called the filtrate. In this case our tea whatever we got is filtrate. Clear? Let me explain you this with the help of diagram. Assume it as a sieve of tea. Here you are having tea. Now when you are separating tea leaves from tea with the help of this sieve, so what happens is that here downside you will get tea, and in sieve it will remain only tea leaves. So with the help of this thing you got tea. So this is how it happens with the another thing also. Now removal of soluble impurities. The very first thing is evaporation. So soluble substance like sugar in water can be removed by evaporation. How? After heating the water, what happens? It starts evaporating, and after some time the whole water gets evaporated, and what happens is that only the sugar is left behind in the container. So this is called evaporation. Now the next method is distillation. Now in distillation what happens? First of all, what is distillation? Distillation refers to the process of using heating and cooling to separate and purify the components of a liquid mixture. Again, let me give you an example. Have you ever admired the shape of clouds? No. Clouds form when water vapor in the atmosphere rises and meets cool air. Now this cool air causes the water to then condense into droplets. Now the same process of condensation is at work during distillation, which is essentially when a liquid is purified through temperature changes. Let me explain you with the help of this diagram. The process of distillation, see, here begins with a heating of liquid to boiling point. Now the liquid evaporates, forming a vapor. The vapor is then cooled, usually by passing it through pipes or tubes at a lower temperature. The cooled vapor then condenses, forming a distillate. Now this distillate is a purified form of the original liquid. When the liquid evaporates, many impurities are left behind, so they are not present in the distillate. That means we got distilled water. Now purification of drinking water. How we purify our drinking water? The very first step is by boiling. This is very simple and very easiest way to purify the drinking water. Is that you have to keep water on heating for more than 10 minutes. So what happens? Whatever germs present in water, it is been killed out by this boiling method. Now the second method is chlorination. In chlorination, what happens is that we use this kind of tablets which is called chlorine tablets. This chlorine tablets, it is helping in killing the germs present in water. And the third step is water purifier. Nowadays we all have water purifier at home, that is RO system, reverse osmosis. So what happens is that in this the water is purified by some machines which are added in this kind of purifier. So this is the third way. Now what we studied is air is a mixture of gases. Air occupies space and has weight. Air exerts pressure. The impurities which do not dissolve in water are called insoluble impurities, and the impurities which dissolve in water are called soluble impurities. Insoluble impurities can be removed by sedimentation, decantation and filtration. Soluble impurities can be removed by evaporation and distillation. Water is purified by boiling, chlorination and using water purifier machine. Distilled water is the purest water. So students, I hope you got all the points very clearly over here. Thank you.